Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, Season 2, The Book of Carol. At the end of Season 1, Daryl Dixon had successfully gotten his new kid friend Laurent to safety. At the headquarters of the Union of Hope, the beautiful landmark Mont Saint-Michel. They believe Laurent is a messiah figure because remember his mother died in childbirth and he was born after she turned into a zombie. So the guy in charge here, Lo Sang, is training Laurent to be a spiritual leader, but Daryl just treats Laurent like a kid, teaches him how to play baseball. And Daryl's got a bit of a romance going with Laurent's aunt, the nun Isabelle, but they haven't actually gotten together because Daryl's still planning to go home to America. Meanwhile, in America, one of Daryl's friends is looking for him. Yes, it's Carol, joining the show. She uses her classic technique of acting all innocent, then revealing she's a secret badass. They tell her Daryl was taken on the boat to France. Excuse me, did you just say France? But just as she's wondering how to cross an ocean, a plane flies by. Well, that was a freebie. The plane belongs to this nice guy, Ash, who lives alone here on his compound. His son died at the very beginning of the zombie apocalypse, which reminds Carol of her daughter, Sophia, who famously died in the Walking Dead Season 2 barn scene. Now, trying to rescue her friend Daryl might not convince this guy to fly her to France. So Carol tells a little lie that it's her daughter, Sophia, who's over in France, and Carol hopes she's still alive. Ash is like, well, let's go get her. And so it's happening. Carol's flying to France. They stop to refuel in Greenland, where they meet a couple environmentalists. But long story short, they've gone crazy, try to kidnap Ash so he can help them repopulate the planet. After that layover, they finish the flight, and so, amazingly, Carol has done it, got herself all the way to Paris. She quickly encounters recruiters for the new evil government of France, led by the dastardly Madame Genet. The Union of Hope has been standing up to her, so she wants to kill Laurent to demoralize them. And now, in fact, Laurent is kidnapped, so Daryl leads the rescue mission, but the Union's men turn on Daryl, which does not go well for them. Turns out it was a fake kidnapping set up by Lo Sang. He's planning a ceremony for Laurent, but his right-hand woman warns that Daryl would try to stop it. In fact, it was her who set up this plan to kill Daryl. Lo Sang's mad for 1 second, but she convinces him it's for the best. But of course, Daryl survived, along with the good guy Falou. Daryl and Isabelle make a plan to rescue Laurent, then go back to America. And yes, it's happening! Daryl and Isabelle make out! Lo Sang is beginning the ceremony. He believes Laurent is immune to the zombie virus, and he's gonna prove it by letting him get bit. But Daryl's not gonna let that happen, and he goes full one-man army, taking on all these guys. Laurent managed to escape with Falou, but eventually Daryl was captured, along with Isabelle, and these two lovebirds are ready to face the end together. Meanwhile, Carol has befriended Madame Genet, who has hung the real Mona Lisa in her cafeteria. Yeah, she used to work at the Louvre. She was just a janitor before the zombie apocalypse, but when she watched a zombie eat her husband, it kind of hardened her heart. Carol talks her way into prison food duty, hoping to find Daryl here. Instead, she finds Caudron, who was Madame Genet's top guy in Season 1, but at the end, he let Laurent and Daryl go. So he tells her that Daryl went to the Union of Hope's secret base at Mont Saint-Michel. But as Carol was ready to leave, the friend she confided in tattled on her, and now Genet finally knows where the Union of Hope's headquarters is. She brings her army to assault the fortress and puts Carol in the advanced squad of people she's going to kill and let turn into zombies. Remember, she's been doing experiments to try to create super zombies to serve as her frontline fighters, and now the serum's ready to go. Carol survived and gets out of there, hijacks the car where Caudron was tied up as zombie bait. But to find Daryl, she does go into Mont Saint-Michel, leading the super zombie horde. Soon the place is overrun, so they gotta unleash Daryl Dixon, who goes into beast mode, taking down all the zombies. At the end of the hallway, wait who's that? Yes, Carol and Daryl reunited. But after this heartwarming reunion, it's time for a heartbreaking one. Lo Sang was interrogating Isabelle, and when she fought back, oh, he stabbed her. She lived just long enough to say goodbye to Daryl. His newfound love interest dies immediately. But Daryl represses those feelings for now as he and Carol head back to Paris. And it's just like old times where these two have their classic banter. They stop for a while with a nice old couple who's willing to let them borrow their car. But before they can leave, Genet shows up. Yes, old guy turned him in, so it turns into a big old fight, but in the end, Carol shoots Genet. But this gun was loaded with the super zombie serum, which is not good on a living person, and Madame Genet gets a gruesome death. Now, the problem with dictatorships is there's no clear line of succession, so Genet's forces turn to someone with leadership experience. They merge with the Union of Hope, same evil empire, just new branding. The Paris headquarters of the Union of Hope is still full of good people, and Daryl's reunited with Laurent. But back at the plane, Ash is gone. He left to get fuel and winded up in some zombie trouble. When you're looking for a missing person in zombie apocalypse France, the place to go is Paris's premier underground cabaret. It's now run by the former owner Quinn's girlfriend Anna, and she's mostly a good person who likes Daryl and does have a lead on Ash. So Daryl and Carol find his car and do what they do best. Oh, epic zombie killing. Ash sees Daryl like, that's your daughter Sophia? She looks different than I expected. Now they're almost out of ammo, but Daryl finds some of the super zombie serum. And so he has a crazy idea to shoot up some of the nearby zombies, which makes them go berserk. They kill all the other zombies, so Carol just cleans up the last few. Meanwhile, Caudron made his way to the Paris Union, and Laurent vouched for him. He's a good guy now. And indeed, Caudron's on a redemption arc, and he and Laurent become new best friends. But soon, Lo Sang shows up. Congrats, everyone. We're the bad guys now. But Falou and the others stand up to him, which Lo Sang does not like one bit. Caudron and Laurent got out of there, and now they're reunited with Daryl. Lo Sang followed them to the cabaret, so Anna helps the boys escape through the secret underground catacombs. Caudron takes out all his goons while Daryl goes for the 1v1. But Lo Sang's a judo master, and things look bleak for Daryl Dixon. But he's able to grab a skull and beats Lo Sang to death with it. So Lo Sang is defeated, but his right-hand woman survived, and remember, she was the real bad one. Meanwhile, Carol comes clean to Ash. I lied about my dead daughter to trick you into flying me to France, and Ash doesn't take it very well. So now Daryl and Laurent show up like, hey man, thanks for flying us home. Ash is like, whoa, first of all, Carol, I'm still mad at you. More importantly, if anyone had bothered to ask me, I would have told you this plane can't fit 4 people. And now bad girl's coming for him. She forces Anna to lead her to the plane, but Anna leads them into a trap. Oh, zombie attack! Unfortunately, Anna ends up on the wrong side of the door and she gets eaten. Now the bad guys catch up to him, so Daryl says goodbye to Laurent. I'm gonna hold him off. You go to America with Auntie Carol. And so it's a big ol' shootout, but the plane's still in danger from a guy on a motorcycle. Luckily, Master Sniper Daryl takes him out no problem, but now an ATV is coming and Daryl's rifle jams. But a shot rings out just in time, and so the plane escapes. But wait a second, what happened to Carol? Yes, it was her who took the shot, bailed out of the plane to save the day. And so Laurent is saved from all the crazies here in France who want to use him. He's off to America where he can just be a normal kid. Except now he's totally by himself without his new best friends. Daryl and Carol need to find a new way to get to America. Falou introduces them to a couple he met from the British Isles who say they can probably find a boat over there. And getting to England is no problem. They can take the Channel, the tunnel that runs under the channel. It's a nice safe walk. It's guarded by the British military. Turns out England survived the zombie apocalypse pretty well. Except maybe not though. All the soldiers here are dead now. The channel is filled with bioluminescent mushrooms that have made glowing zombies. And the mushroom spores are hallucinogenic, so our crew starts tripping out, makes killing these zombies pretty difficult. Caudron hallucinates his dead brother and runs off by himself to find him. Daryl finds some gas masks, but he's attacked by the British couple. Sorry mate, it's every man for himself now. But Daryl manages to fight back and unfortunately has to kill these two. So Daryl and Carol mask up, now ready for the long walk to England. But all the promotions say season 3 takes place in Spain, so I guess things in the UK won't work out. And that's where Daryl Dixon season 2 comes to an end. If you liked this recap, hit that subscribe button for more of the best recaps of TV and movies.